As you can see, our game shelf is becoming kind of like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Should we call it the Leaning Tower of Puzzles? We only have a few puzzles, but we sure love our games. So we are going to be getting rid of a few of these, but this is really going to be a tough declutter for us because we love games and we're a family of 4 with varying interests and ages. So we have a 4-year-old who obviously needs a certain kind of games, a 9-year-old who loves another style of games, and then we love playing games as adults too. So there are a lot of different types of games here, and I think that I have figured out how many we need to get rid of to actually make this shelf work for us. If you follow Dana White et al., she talks about the container method, which means any type of container. A shelf could work, or a bin. It needs to be the amount of space that you want to dedicate to this one type of item. So this is a shelf that we have dedicated, but as you can see, it's kind of, let's see here, climbing up to the ceiling, and some of the games are starting to actually tip. So we have too many. It's not fitting on our container anymore, so we need to get rid of a few of these, pass them along to other people who will enjoy the games we don't play with too much anymore. I was able to go through the adult games and puzzles, and I found one puzzle that we've done yearly, but it seems like the pieces don't really fit together that well. Some are identical to others, and it's hard to know which pieces fit where. So I think that one has had its shelf life in our family. I also have this escape room game that my daughter and I played. There are a couple things in it that I wasn't really sure if they made sense. We had to kind of look for clues and hints for that, and also it was a werewolf topic, and that's not my favorite, so we're going to pass this one along. The other thing that I've decided to do for my third game choice that I am getting rid of is to combine a few boxes, or get rid of the box and just keep the cards. For instance, I have this Carcassonne game, and it is so fun. It's one of our favorites. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm really not sure how to pronounce it, but it is a really fun game. I highly recommend it. And my husband bought the expansion pack, which is called the Tower. And I think that if I take out the cardboard that's inside these boxes, I'll be able to combine these together. I don't need 2 boxes, just one to play this game would be perfect. One of my favorite games is Pictionary. I used to be an art teacher, so that's really fun for me. Whenever somebody is willing to play this game, I love it so much. We have had many good memories with this game, but it's a giant box, and truthfully, half the time we don't play it with a game board anyways. So I think I'm just going to keep the cards from this, and I will get rid of this giant box. I don't know how many of you like the game Tenzi. It's just a dice game. It comes in a really cool package that is extremely hard to put away. So we have dumped all of our dice into this little container, but I realized we don't need this big of a box to hold it in. It takes up a lot of space, so I'm going to dump these into a smaller see-through container. I am feeling a little bit like a cheater I know that getting rid of things is really the best way to simplify my life and make it so that we can find the things that we really are looking for easiest. But I don't want to get rid of too many games. I feel like a cheater because I am trying to keep the game but not have it take up so much space. Let's just call that a good idea instead of cheating, all right? So we play with some of these games that take up too much space, but I know that the main part of the game that we use is the cards. So half the time we don't like to even play with the board. We just like to pull out the cards and ask the questions or draw with the Pictionary cards and see how many we can get right. So why keep a giant box if we don't have to? I'm going to cheat again. I'm going to take the Zabmondo cards, which are very funny, and a few are somewhat inappropriate, so definitely scan them before you are playing this with kids. But I am going to take out the cards and get rid of the rest. As you can see, we have our games in our unfinished laundry room, which maybe it doesn't seem ideal. I actually really like to have my clutter behind closed doors, and typically the only people that are in the laundry room are the people who live in this house. It's easy to walk in here, grab the game that you want, close the door behind you, and nobody has to look at all of the games that we have. One thing that I would like to show you up close is this bin that I got for smaller game type items. I really like this organizational style. It has playing cards and smaller game pieces like darts, things like that in the top shelf, notebooks that we can use for playing games or not in the middle shelf, and then smaller game books that are good for traveling in the bottom shelf. Well, all the games that we kept fit way better than I thought that they would. Before this declutter started, we decided to get rid of 3 adult games, and my daughter also decided to get rid of 3 children's games, and then we thought we would go through that little bin of games and just determine what we could get rid of from there, at least 2 of mine and 2 of hers, and we did at least that. Wow, I just counted. We actually ended up getting rid of 10 big boxes of games. Remember, a few of those were games that I actually kept the cards but got rid of the box and the game board. But 10 big boxes, no wonder there was so much space in here to put the games that we really, really deeply enjoy. And then there were about 4 or 5 small little games that we also got rid of. If I had to come up with 3 tips about storing games, this is what I would tell you. Keep the games that you all love to play. Don't worry about those games that you don't play very often. Those are really not your go-to games, so they don't need to take up storage in your life. Also, have a container that will hold the amount of games that you think are appropriate for your household, and try to stick to that container. Whenever it seems like it's bursting at the seams, that's the time that you know you can let a few of those items go. And lastly, what works best for me is to keep all of the game-like items together. Whether that's board games, puzzles, or little game booklets. They all should be kept in the same place so that when you're looking for that entertainment, you know straight where to look. So why don't you guys comment below and let me know if you think I cheated by taking out those cards and still keeping the game, even though I was getting rid of the big part of it. Is that a true declutter or not really? Maybe it's a true declutter for a game lover. Let me know what you think. What is a game decluttering video without a few game recommendations? This onboard treasure hunt has been a true hit with both of my children. This children's Bible trivia game is the exact one that I grew up with. Any type of trivia or question game has been really fun for us to bring out at meal times. As for adult games, our favorite strategy game at the moment is Dominion. It's a deck building game and is different every single time you want to play it. And lastly, if you can't get out to a real escape room, the Exit game brand of escape rooms I have found to be the best. I'm so honored to tell you that this video is a collaboration with the Minimal Mom and many other YouTubers who focus on minimalism and organization. The topic this week is how to organize games, movies, and magazines. So I really hope you check out the playlist below. These are amazing videos. As you can see, all of our Settlers of Catan games are on the left of the top shelf. And all of our other games fit completely comfortably on these shelves without extra games being smashed into the middle. If you have enjoyed this video, please check out the playlist of my whole house declutter in the description below and subscribe so you can see all of my future videos. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.